You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Frustration get the better of you and make you do things you should never do. You got to keep the faith, you can't surrender. You never know, tomorrow may be brighter. Behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. Keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. As long as you have health and strength, reaching your goal, nothing should prevent. Every time you fall, get up again. Don't sit down there like that and complain. You got to stand up and continue fighting. Don't give up, keep courage, you must win. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Obstacles will get in the way, stumbling blocks to hinder your day. But you can't afford to let them stop you, no matter how hard it is to go through. You got to stand up and continue fighting. Endurance shall win in the ending. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Strong positive mind, negative thoughts, leave them behind. We got to go forward in sure certainty. Let no element humbug that possibility. But if you give up, you have no way of knowing if next day would have brought good tidings. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give try again, because behind every dark cloud there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now.
I need you, Lord, right now. Yeah, yeah. I must tell Jesus all of my trials. I cannot bear these burdens alone. In my distress, He kindly will help me. He ever loves and cares for His own. I must thank Jesus. I must thank Jesus. I cannot be. No, my burdens alone. I must thank Jesus. I must thank Jesus. Jesus can help me. Only Jesus alone. I must tell Jesus all of my troubles. He is a kind and compassionate friend. If I ask Him, He will deliver. Make all my troubles quickly and hand. I must thank Jesus. I must thank Jesus. I cannot be. I must thank Jesus. My burdens alone. I must thank Jesus. I must thank Jesus. Jesus can help me. Only Jesus alone. What must I do when worldliness calls me? What must I do when tempted to sin? I must tell Jesus, and He will help me over the world, victory to win. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. I cannot be. No. My burdens alone. I must tell Jesus. I Master Jesus. Jesus can help me. Jesus can help me. Only Jesus can help me. Only Jesus alone.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. It's so sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover me.
Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly and listen to others, even the dull and ignorant. They too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain and bitter, for always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself.
You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here, and whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should.
Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career. However humble, it is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself. Especially do not feign affection. Neither be cynical about love, for in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. Take kindly the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune, but do not distress yourself with imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness, beyond a wholesome discipline. Be gentle with yourself.
You are a
child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive Him to be, and whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life. Keep peace with your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be careful. Strive to be happy.
You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Anselm LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
No audio. Can you hear me? Are you hearing me? No audio. No audio. No audio. I haven't heard a word you said since the program started.
Are you
Audio.
are you hearing me now?
I'm now hearing you. I haven't heard. This is the first I'm hearing you now.
All right. I don't know what happened, but the audio didn't turn on. It's supposed to turn on. Anyway, let me say a special welcome to my partner, the man himself, the one and only, the man they call Uncle Tommy. Tommy,
Good
how you doing?
afternoon. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here in the village with you. As you know, I've been away for a few shows and I want to apologize. Couldn't help but be absent, but now I'm here and it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, well, it's glad to have you back.
Thank you.
Here on Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with yourself, Uncle Tommy, and Professor Wall Street. So what's new today, Tommy? What's new today, as far as you are concerned?
Seems to be more of the same.
Mm-hmm. Nothing different.
Different day. That's about it.
Did you hear? Did you hear the Prime Minister in the Parliament?
Yes.
You know, sometimes I just wonder if he living in Trinidad and Tobago, or if he took SpaceX and went up to Mars and he communicating with the people from Mars. I know you must be wondering why do I say that, right?
Well, I know why you're saying that, but because of the statements that he was making, which seems to be out of touch with reality. But he's the PM and he's politicking.
So what happened to me again? In my past, is that what you're saying?
I don't know where I'm going to pass him, but
uh, oh my God, Tommy. Um, I trying to okay, following. Just a minute.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
Tommy.
I'm not
I,
really surprised.
um, I am surprised, Tommy,
Why? You
because
ex-
go ahead.
you expect better. That's
Yes,
what
I
you
expect better. I expect better. I expect that as prime minister, what you will do is that you will genuflect, and I learned from you, Tommy. You said you have to be impeccable with your words, and I believe that the prime minister in his position, has to be even more impeccable with his words, and he has
agree.
to choose his words very carefully. And even though I know he's saying whatever on your mind comes out your mouth, right? He could he could try his best, Tommy, even though he have stated in the past that what you see is what you get. He could try, Tommy, to take the pulse of the people and try to show a little more compassion in his behaviors in parliament, outside of parliament, and when he's on the political platform. And in my estimation, I want to say this. The Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago doesn't really care about Trinidad and Tobago anymore. Let me
Did,
repeat that.
did he truly ever care?
I think, Tommy, when he first came into office, it looked like if we would get a different person that cared about the poor people in the country, the disadvantaged people, the homeless, right? The people who really need help. But I can only conclude now that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago only cares about a certain people in Trinidad and Tobago, and the rest of them could go. What is this? What did he say again? Where the monkey put the nuts? Is that what he said? Something like that?
Something like that. But as far as I'm concerned, right from the start, we saw, when I'm saying we, based on who I used to associate with,
Mm,
we saw evidence of non caring
mhm.
right from the start.
So you think this is something that has happened from day one in 2015, from the beginning in 2015.
I was around, and I, based on who I was with, that's the conclusion we drew.
Well, Tommy, maybe at that point in time, or at that point in time, I still had on my red sunglasses and my left red earplugs. Maybe at that point in time, I still do. I still did.
I believe you.
So I couldn't see clearly, nor could I hear clearly. Who sang that song again? I can see clearly now. The rain has come. I can see all obstacles in my
Johnny
way.
Nash.
Eh?
Johnny Nash.
Johnny Nash sing that?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Oh God, look how long ago that was, boy. Yeah, boy. I think so. That is how it is, Tommy. But then let me quickly go to the chat here. Anderson Wilson, boy. Anderson said, "Good day to all my friends from Akira and Anderson." Hey, but Akira and Anderson back in good grace, boy. Yeah, boy. Anderson, congratulations, boy. We in here from you for a little bit, but we know you're locked on and listening, Anderson. Akira, special hello to you. Take care of Anderson for me. Yeah. Bijan boy from Fishing Pond, Sandy Grande. Good day, Uncle Tommy Ward Street. Locked on today. Menu spit peas and rice with goat.
Ma, ma.
Hey, Bijan, you killed that goat yourself or? You killed that goat yourself or you went and you buy goat meat in the market? How much you pay a goat meat in Trinidad, boy?
Bisham gotta tell us.
How much you pay a goat meat up here, Tommy? 99 cents? Or more than that?
I haven't bought any lately, so I don't know.
But Tommy, how do you know when you go to buy goat meat is goat again?
I mean, if you know meat, you can tell what goat looks like.
Even though after they cut it up, they will tell what it look like.
Yeah, you get a fair enough idea as to what it is you're getting.
So how you gonna know the difference between goat meat and dog meat?
Now you see that's a tough question because
Suppose you get. Go ahead.
I'm not used to buying dog meat, so
Suppose they get you boneless dog meat and boneless goat meat. You gonna know the difference?
you're asking tough questions and questions that I don't even want to entertain.
No, I just asking it because I don't eat meat. So I trying to find out. I just, inquiring minds want to know. I want to know if how you gonna know the difference between if you go to the butcher or wherever you go and you want a pound of beef or a pound of goat, right? How you gonna know the difference between goat, beef, and dog meat? And all of them is boneless.
You're asking some tough questions, but I would trust that whoever is selling meat wouldn't be trying to do that to their customers.
No, Tommy, I ain't asking you that. I know the question, man.
Anyway, before I go on any further, condolences.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really say much about it here, to be honest with you. I ain't say much about it, but thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Yeah, but Tommy, I ain't asked you about KFC. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Washi. Good afternoon, Uncle Tommy.
How you going?
Looking fresh, you're back.
You back, yeah, you back.
Mr. Washi, that song you was playing with Jordan Nooks. I must tell Jesus, you know. Why, right, sure, but I listen to the Prime Minister in the Parliament. I take him in. Man, should not just don't care, you know.
He don't care, he don't care, he don't care. He resigned. He resigned that he don't care.
Yeah, that's why you're going to be eating dog, boy.
But that's why I bring up, I want to know if people know the difference between dog meat, goat meat, and beef. If it's all of them is boneless, how you gonna know the difference?
Yeah.
You doesn't know the difference, KFC? How you doesn't know the difference?
One rather than one.
One rather than one?
Oh, shit, I locked on the side. I check you. Must have got to understand you could have got the beat down. You are locked on listening.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
bless.
man, love.
Yeah, bless. Yeah, Tommy boy, I really want to know. Caribbean Soul, welcome. The PM having sports day in Aruka here and the Savannah empty with a little bit of people. They go come late, man, because the Prime Minister say if you go up in the Savannah, you go see how much people up there and them people oppressed. You understand? He talking about you're not Tommy boy. Tommy, you have to be wicked and evil, boy. You Tommy, something had to be wrong with you. For you to be going after the most vulnerable people in Trinidad and Tobago, Tommy. Tommy, if I stress and You all you see the media budget is tax and all the perfume, you know. Yeah? And you come to me and you talking about go up in the savannah there, it's our two reggae singers. You go see how packed it go be, how the parking lot go be packed, and use the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. What happened to me if I stress and they give me a free ticket to go up in the savannah? Eh? What happened if I get a free ticket? So you're painting all of you with a broad brush. Or some rich person decided to give me a ticket. Oh, what about that, Tommy? I'm missing something. Help me here. Go after me, Tommy. Where you go after me? Go after me.
I can't go after you because I know what you're saying holds water.
No, Tommy, I want you to go after me, man. Make it look like what I'm saying. Because I hate somebody. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I hate somebody. I have to hate somebody why I'm saying that. Tell me. Go ahead.
No, you don't hate nobody. You're calling a spade a spade. It's speaking truth to power, and that's all we do here.
Oh, God. Tommy, you come back and you come back even better, boy. I thought I thought you'd have come back with a vengeance, boy. I thought when you come back, you would say, boy, I go take on that fella. I go listen to what all the rare tricks he giving you, and I go after him with a vengeance. That's what I thought.
I can't do that.
No, based on the facts. Because if we have a prime minister of a country standing up in the parliament of Trinidad and Tobago and going after the most vulnerable people in our society, where from this media budget is more tax in the perfume. Tax after tax after tax. It's tax in your waste, tax in your patent place. Right? And we go get to the IMF reporter. Eh? Tommy, oh God, have a little compassion, man. It's
What's that?
What is that?
What is compassion?
Well, fake it a little bit. Fake it, Tommy. If you don't have it, fake it. Fake it. Make it look like, well, you know, I understand the difficulties that some people are going through. And what we are going to do is we are going to work as hard as possible to see how we could make these people's lives a little better. Right? With this media budget, right? We're going to see some things. We're going to see a few election gimmicks, yes. We're going to see election gimmicks like, you know, we're going to start with some grants, giving out grants, because it's an election gimmick, a housing grant. Another election gimmick is that we're going to give out school book grants. So we understand that, yes, we have to put in a few election gimmicks in there, right? But we're not going to go after the most vulnerable people in the society of Trinidad and Tobago. You know, I mean, he could take out the election gimmick part because we know all them things is election gimmick. But you go after and you use the word oppress, boy. You use the word oppress. A man who told the people of Trinidad and Tobago he have no problems making the rich richer so they could create opportunities for the poor. Eh? And you talking about oppressed people up in the savannah going with two reggae singers. Them same oppressed people is them who facing difficulties. So Tommy, what happened if I decide I have family in Trinidad and Tobago and they oppress by this RPNM? And I tell them, they say, well, listen, now, boy, we need a little outlet, you know. We need to go up in the savannah and watch them two reggae singers, whoever it is. That is our mental relief. And I say, well, no problem. Look, all you take that, go and get them, go and buy them tickets. So them is the people you're going after. And Tommy, let me ask you a question. The Prime Minister was talking about you have to be careful which man you take into your bedroom, right? Was that correct? I'm paraphrasing here, right?
Yeah, at one point, yes.
Something to that effect, right?
Yes, something similar.
So all in a sudden, the Prime Minister now wants to go into your pocketbook and tell you how you should spend your money. They don't take away one of that thing from you already, you know, they call it taxing you. They're taxing you They reckon your electricity rates going up, all kind of thing. And then the prime minister wants to come and tell you how you should spend your money. To me, I don't know, boy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Bizram says 36 cents for a pound of goat.
$36.
$36. Yeah, $36. So Tommy, that is about 5 US. Just say.
Yeah, little less than $6 US.
Let me see what it is for a pound of goat in Jersey. Okay. Let me see if this thing give me back this thing. Okay, all right. I'll come back to you. Hold on, eh? Let me see what is a pound of goat in New Jersey. I'm a writer editorial on something. I see something they told me. The fellow working in the prime minister office did another an article. I don't know why them fellas in them does let me do something here.
What he does
Before
in the prime minister office, he works.
yeah, he works in the prime minister office. He did another editorial.
Well, so he's working.
You working? Oh, okay. You work. Oh,
Or should
correct.
I say like Trinidad? He doing a good work.
You doing a good work. Yeah, you doing a good work. You working. So he did another editorial on the IMF report.
He working.
You working. You working. Let me just read what he is for you. Vayash Nandlal is an economic researcher and advisor in the office of the Prime Minister with more than 14 years' experience in the field of economic and financial research and analysis. He holds professional qualification in economic finance and serve on the boards of several private, state, and non-profit organizations. So he sound like he taking care of business. But anyway, we go get to that one.
He's
Or
deep in the cut, as they say.
he deep in the what?
In the cut.
The man earning he keeps, man.
Mm-hmm.
How much does a pound of goat cost in New Jersey? Let me see. What is the average price? Okay. What is the average price of a pound of goat in New Jersey? Let me see what it is. The average price, right? So we're looking for an average price. You know, we should put New York too, you know. The average price of a pound of goat in New Jersey is between $3.91 and $6.52. For live goats, the price per pound is typically lower, ranging from 99 cents to $2.30. So the upper price is consistent with the price in Trinidad, right, Tommy? The upper price.
Correct.
What's the price of a pound of goat in New York? Let me see. New York. In New York. In New York.
You said New York City.
Okay, New York City. New York City. What is the average price of a pound of goat in New York City? Same price. The average price of a pound of goat in New York City is between $3.91 and $6.52. For live goats, the price per pound is typically lower, ranging from $1.41, $1.41 to $3.28. Right. Let me see what the average price in the United States now. Would you think it would be lower or higher?
In the metro area, it's going to be more expensive.
in the USA? What is the average price in the USA? I see we have a voice note coming in. Caribbean Soul says gold expensive, sometimes $30 to $40 a pound. Let's see what's the average price here in the United States of America. Okay, it's the same thing. The average price is between $3.91 and $6.52.
Hmm.
So the upper price is comparative. I would say so, right?
Yep.
So the lower price is cheaper, but the upper price is about the same thing. Greg Williams says, "Good day to you all. Since you all have the Chinese in your midst, they love their dog meat, so soon they will introduce it to you all." Introduce it, Greg. I think they already introduced that, you know. Caribbean to Wall Street, but it's only seeing 10th going up this morning. Then I knew it have a sports day. No announcement or anything. Open specific people was invited to that. Okay. Sports day, boy. Darren says Wall Street, the people like it. So 2024, these people might put Keith Rowley in power again. Okay. Patricia said, blessed afternoon, Professor Walsh and Uncle Tommy and everyone locked on. Have a wonderful afternoon. Okay.
Same to you, Patricia.
So, Tommy, here is what we were talking about with respect to what the Prime Minister said, right? And I just guess, listen to this.
In a very difficult period, have no VAT on all the basic food items. We have a whole huge list of zero-rated items. Somebody finds you need 7,000 more items from which VAT should be removed so that the people wouldn't be oppressed. The people of Trinidad and Tobago who are oppressed can't find the next meal. Try and get a park in the Savannah next week. Oh, is it tonight?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night? Try and get in Savannah tomorrow night. Two reggae fellas singing up there tomorrow night. And all these people who are so oppressed and can't find the next meal, right? Can't buy the next school book. Stop pretending, Madam Speaker. We do have people in our nation for whom it's a daily struggle. In every nation you have that, Madam Speaker. Why are they...
Tommy boy, but as I play that, right, listen to this coming out of DR. Listen to this, Tommy. Listen to this.
The Dominican Republic is setting records in tourism. That's a big number for 4 months of the year, representing about a 52% increase over 2022, this point of the year, and a 43% increase over 2019 pre-pandemic. So massive increase in tourism in the first 4 months of the year. 3 million by air, about 1 million by boat. Cruise have come in. Those numbers both obviously up significantly, especially boat, but on pace to exceed 12 million visitors this year. The projection was 11 million. A lot of things could change it. Still a lot of year to go. But what a start. Off to a rousing start so far. Listen, the secret's out. For those that need the Dominican Republic to stay, in the Stone Ages, ain't gonna happen. This country, the secret's out. What do y'all think? Drop it in the comments.
So Tommy, you want to do some math real quick? Let's say they get 8 million, right? Right?
Okay.
And let's say from each one of them, they get 10 US. Just we being conservative. How much is that, Tommy?
8 million by 10 US.
Yeah.
That's 80 million.
And we being conservative, right? $10. We're saying $10. Hey, Tommy?
We know it's going to be much more than that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but we being conservative. Imagine that. Just imagine that, the Dominican Republic. And I was in I for the first 4 months, First 4 months.
The Dominican Republic has shown to be governed by thinkers, people who think. Remember what I said right after everybody was decriminalizing cannabis, and I said the pharmaceuticals are buying it in large amounts, and they are in the pandemic quickly switched gears and started making money like a rain off of selling cannabis to the pharmaceuticals. That was about probably around the same time that Trinidad decriminalized, I think, cannabis. And I was saying, why is it you decriminalize it and not try to monetize it simultaneously or shortly thereafter if you really want to make Forex? Wasn't done. Shows that whoever is in charge of our affairs aren't really thinking or they don't care.
Denise, welcome. I don't know, Tommy. I am at a loss. Well, I'm not at a loss, eh? Um, it just seems to be getting worse and worse, Tommy. That when you think that we will see some type of like a boy a feeling for the people. Yeah, it just it now so welcome. It just seems to be a consistent type of don't care behavior. How does how does it reach in the parliament for you to talk about? So therefore, you know what it is, Tommy? I think this, I think this situation with respect to the people who are being oppressed in the country is getting to the RPNM government. I think Christmas list has really gotten to the RPNM government. I think he has. He has
Who's
exposed.
Well, who has gotten to who? They got to him or he got to them?
They got to they got to them. He got to them because
First.
he
He got to
he got
them first. He got to them first, and so
right.
they return the favor.
Correct is right. Correct is right. So as we know, this government is a reactionary government rather than a proactive government, right? So they react to stuff, and they reacted to what was happening with Christmas list, right? And we have a few videos to show. He was in St. James, I think, and Tommy, the people, every single, almost not every, most of the cars passing by was honking their horn.
I
And
saw.
Chris, yeah, you see it?
He got a lot of love.
A lot of love, a lot of love, and that is what's hurting the RPNM. Because here is this fella from Canada come down and have more input with respect to crime in Trinidad and Tobago than the government, the Minister of National Security, the TTPS, Ola Christopher Herod, and the whole bunch of them. The whole bunch of them. And they're like chicken without heads. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. And when Gary Griffith asks for help, right? The Prime Minister, like he normally is, right? Say, you want help for me? Yeah, boy. Yeah, Caribbean soul. Don't party or go to the beach, eh? Yeah? Don't go to the beach. Stay home and suffer peacefully. I don't want all you going to no party, no beach, all you go outside, all you just stay home and suffer peacefully. That's what you have to do in Trinidad. Now you know, Tommy. Stay home and suffer peace. You can't go to no party, If you go into a party, the prime minister, Tommy, does the prime minister stay home? When carnival come, does the prime minister stay home and don't go out?
In your dreams.
Oh no, but what do you mean? If you telling people don't go out, you supposed to be the example. Eh? Aren't you supposed to lead by example? Yeah, KFC.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, Tommy.
Uh,
Well, shit, if you have money, don't go to no party. Today is Sunday, don't make no macaroni pie.
yeah. Take out your cold pot.
Take out your cold pot, that's
Yeah.
cut back.
Cut back.
What the prime minister, what them living by? And the dashboard popping, the woman in the background, the boy, the man shouldn't shaking, sharing my
Yeah, tomorrow is
that party.
yeah, tomorrow is too.
They should have tomorrow that party.
Yeah, tomorrow. Them.
Them is real up piano, this piano that shut up person, even wicked athlete government, them that's national they don't care about the people by.
They don't care. They do not care. And they're showing you they don't care, you know. Bold and brazen in the parliament of the country. They don't care.
Like with Dr. Early phone. Remember we say people are trying to be go stupid. And the man has come out and talk plain to her.
He's telling you like it is. That's up to you. Because he mixing matters.
They're creating opportunities. You need to cut back. You say next year will be dread, you know. Or should by you.
Yeah.
People had to wake up and smell the fresh coffee and see what's going on. The government really care about poor people out there.
Correct.
Fed up.
Yep. Yeah, man.
You know,
go ahead.
We and everybody keeps saying the government care about it, don't care, and the government. Do the people really care about themselves? Are they sending the right messages?
Tommy boy, I at this point in time, Tommy, and Tommy, I hear something from that mid-year budget, and I read the IMF report, and I'm gonna say this to people again. Take the IMF report with a grain of salt. Take the IMF report with a grain of salt. Because if the Ministry of Finance could lie with respect to the Auditor General report, how could you ever believe any numbers them giving them people from the IMF? How could you believe that? We still haven't had a conclusion yet with them $1 billion error or missing. We have no conclusion yet, Tommy. We have no conclusion with that yet. None. But in Trinidad and Tobago, today is today, yesterday is yesterday. Yeah? Greg says, there is no money in your government now. It's all in the red. The whole planet is under construction. Soon, Jashara will announce there's no more tax on food, tax only new homes and cars. Okay.
You know, but like Roger says, under one government is one action, under another is another action.
Yeah. I still can't believe. When you think it cannot get any worse, boy. Prime Minister going to the parliament and oppress disadvantaged people, not just below the bus, right? He throw them below. Why is the borders go to Tobago?
There's several of them.
He throw them below the boats going to Tobago. Yeah, he throw them below that. Does he really care? Right? So, folks, we're going to go for a quick station identification. When we come back, we're going to talk about, we have so many things we want to talk about today. So stick and stay. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk. As a matter of fact, folks, coming up at 2 o'clock, we're supposed to have Attorney Martin George joining us. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after this short message.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street on WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, we come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. And of course, folks, you can share the live on WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook, WZYE 95.9 FM on Twitter, and WZYE TV on the Facebook, on YouTube.
Oh, right back at you. It's the Kid 50 Cent.
This is your boy Weezy Every Baby.
Yo, what it does? This your homie Rick Ross.
This is your boy Gucci Man LaFleur.
You're in the mix with Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
It's crazy. You heard me?
Hey, I'm Ariana Grande. Hey, yo, this Cardi B. What's up? It's Megan Thee Stallion.
You're in the mix with Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Check this out, it's DJ Khaled.
This is Post Malone. Yes, that little Chico Pitbull.
You're in the mix with Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street. You are listening to Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street on WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street on WZYE 95.9 FM. Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street. Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
We are back with you. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Let me just send a message to Martin George, see if he's joining us. And I have a okay, wait up, hold up. I don't see you. Hold up.
And of course, we can be reached by telephone here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444. Also at 973-609-6509. 973-609-6509.
Thank you very much, Tommy. I just communicated with Attorney Martin George. Tell him check the link I sent you. I just sent him.
He says he's on.
So yeah, but I think he's on.
Oh, he's listening
YouTube.
on Facebook.
Yeah. He's on YouTube. I just sent him the link again. Yeah.
I'm in the StreamYard.
Yeah. I sent him that.
I'm in the StreamYard.
Yeah, I sent him that one. Caribbean Soul, I see the Business Association come out complaining now. What is your view on Foster Cummins suing themselves with taxpayers' money? Here we go. All right. Here we go. Let me bring him in.
Hi, afternoon.
Attorney Martin George, how are you doing, sir?
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon.
Are you hearing us loud and clear?
Yes, I'm hearing you guys very clearly. I was hearing you all the time, but I think the link you had sent me was just as a guest. So I was just listening to you.
Oh, okay. So welcome. So it's always a pleasure to have you here in the village. You've been here quite a few times previously in the past. So Mr. George, we saw the media budget, and you are still chairman of the Tobago Chamber of Commerce, right?
Are you
Are
hearing
you?
us?
Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah, right. So we wanted to get kind of your take on the media budget. How does it affect Tobago? How does it affect Tobago? What are some of the effects that you see with respect to this media budget on Tobago?
Well, the thing is, in terms of what what the Minister of Finance indicated, the allocations do not really seem to have had Tobago in mind at the forefront of his, considerations. In fact, I think the picture he painted was not really such a bright or rosy one. In fact, it looked pretty grim in terms of the overall economic outlook for Trinidad and Tobago. The reality is that we are facing, just for this year alone, a $3 billion deficit thus far in terms of oil and gas revenues. And we are looking at a possible $9 billion deficit in the budget, which is, like really, really significant. Because, if you're talking a budget of, maybe about, say, 54 million or so, then you're looking at, maybe 1/7 of your budget is in deficit. So we are not in a good place at all in that regard. And of course, the outlook is that they are hoping that maybe by 2027, keeping fingers crossed, that if this dragon gas deal with Venezuela, comes to fruition and comes to life, then we might see some light at the end of the tunnel. But that's a long way to wait. So we basically have 3 hard years ahead. The Bible spoke of, the 7 lean years and the 7 good years. So it looks like we have 3 lean years still to go in our circumstances.
3 more lean years, you say?
Yes.
That will be 9, 10, 11, 12, depends on what happened in the 2025 election, I could say.
Yes, that's the thing. Yes, 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 yes.
How does the budget address the challenges faced by small and medium-sized enterprise? How does this media budget, address the challenges faced by small and medium enterprises, SMEs, from your perspective?
Well, that's the thing. The reality is it doesn't appear to do so because, there are things that people keep complaining about. Say, for instance, the Forex crisis that bedevils the nation. And we have actually put forth a very good and valid suggestion, which the minister continues to not address at all. For instance, Tobago has this restrictive and crippling legislation, right, which is known as the Foreign Investment Act, which basically restricts and prevents anyone who is not a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago from the purchase of land in Tobago or property or doing development. You have to go through this legislation, which they have you jumping through hoops, and they keep bouncing you between the Ministry of Finance, the THA, the central government, and it is very much a bit of a game of send the fool further. So you go by this one, they say no, go by that next one. You go by that other one, they send you somewhere else. And they just have you going around and around in circles. In the years since that legislation has been in place, and that has been in place since about 2009, I think you have had no more than 10 licenses issued. You are restricting and crippling direct foreign investment, but yet still you are complaining that your nation is in a foreign exchange crisis. How absurd, and obtuse could that be? When you are blocking direct foreign investment, direct foreign exchange. There's so many, even Trinbagonians I know who live abroad, but the point is because they live in different countries, they have assumed different citizenships, so therefore they don't have their Trinidad and Tobago citizenship anymore, but they would like to come back, invest in the country, contribute to the development of the country. And by the way, I must congratulate you all for this program because you all are out there, and you still have the best interests of Trinidad and Tobago at heart. You still are flying the flag for Trinidad and Tobago. And that's what I'm saying. There are so many citizens all around the world who, even though they may not carry a Trinidad and Tobago passport anymore because they're living in different countries, but they still have that love and passion for Trinidad and Tobago. And even they will not be able to invest in Tobago because of the Foreign Investment Act unless they cross all these hurdles, which the government itself creates obstacles whereby they don't approve things, they don't appoint committees, so therefore your application is sitting there waiting. So, I mean, what are we really doing? When you look at all the other smaller islands in the Caribbean, Grenada, Barbados, St. Kitts, Nevis, Antigua, Anguilla, all of them, they are welcoming investors and they are getting ahead with the program. And we are sitting like, it's really archaic and anachronistic, the way that we are allowing this legislation to hamper our development. And yet still you are complaining all the time that you can't get foreign exchange.
It's interesting that you said that, Mr. George, in that, and we want to thank you so much for your compliment with respect to us, because Tommy and I, we do live in the United States of America, but we are citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And we love Trinidad and Tobago, and we want to see Trinidad and Tobago too well. But there is something, and I have to be honest with you, Mr. George, there is something about this government that the diaspora seem to be a place up in Mars somewhere, and the only time the diaspora comes into effect is when you're having a general election, and then all of a sudden you will see people from the party coming to New York and want to have places at Medgar Evers. They want to have things in New York. They want to have things in Queens. They want to have things in New Jersey. Why is it like that? What is it? And you said Stone Age. I said Jurassic. I call it kind of Jurassic from the past. Why is it like that? Why is that?
Well, the thing is, you see, I think it's a way of treating persons with a certain level of contempt where only your vote matters. So in other words, I only need you once every 5 years, give me your vote, and after that, I don't consider that you have any meaningful contribution to make, or I don't consider that, I have any use for you except to come back to you in 5 years' time for your vote yet again. And, development cannot continue that way. We have to understand that we have so many resources that we can tap into. Listen, man, I mean, the thing is, if it's one thing, I travel all over the world, and listen, everywhere I meet Trinbagonians who are in positions of power, who are in positions of influence, who are excelling in their fields. If only this government would wake up and smell the coffee and realize that, look, you have such a valuable resource out there. You have persons who are willing, who are passionate about the country, who want to make a contribution, but yet still you treat them with scorn, with disdain, with contempt. You don't draw upon their resources. You don't invite them. You don't facilitate their participation in any meaningful way in nation building, but yet still you keep complaining that we are faced with these problems and be deviled with challenges. I mean, I was in Hawaii in the immigration line, and I mean, I hear a man say, Martin George, when I look up, it's one of the U.S. immigration officers. He was stationed in Hawaii, and he says, well, yeah, he's originally from TNT. And yeah, if you understand me, you have people all over the world. In Norway, I met Trinbagonians. In Sweden, everywhere. And people, I am talking not just ordinary citizens, people who are really doing well, excelling in their fields, at the top of their game. Why can't we network and leverage that strength and say, well, look, we are trying to harness that talent, that ability, those contributions. I mean, instead, what they do is, if at all you make any statement that sounds like, you're not praising and worshiping them, they tend to think, well, you're against them, and, they want to blacklist you and say, well, oh, those people are, and I mean, we cannot afford to be so narrow-minded, in our thinking in the year 2024. Even if somebody makes a constructive criticism, we're supposed to be mature enough and big enough to take it on board and say, hey, look, maybe we could improve in this way. Thanks for your contribution, that kind of thing. Let's see how we could work together, try and make it a better place.
Martin is interesting, Mr. George is interesting. I coined a phrase, I call it the 4Ds, and I'm speaking specifically with respect to the current administration. The 4Ds, I say first they dismiss you, then they discredit you, and after they discredit you, then they demonize you, and lastly they destroy you. Because it seemed to me that when you are trying to offer your assistance, for example, I am from Chumaka, Clavantel, born and bred in Chumaka, Clavantel. The first plannings in Chumaka, Clavantel, I came out of that planning. And I have offered assistance to come to Trinidad for a month, right? Of course, they don't need to pay me. Let them put me up somewhere and transport me, and I will come for free, and I will go and mentor people in Chumaka Claventil, the kids of Chumaka Claventil, because I'm a product of Chumaka Claventil, right? And I want to see betterment from where I come. They ignore me. It's like, hey, you would nothing, And these are and there are many other people who are similar, who wants to do the same thing. They're not asking for any money in their pocket because they want to give back to society. And this is where, as a government, you can then improve. You don't have to do all the work. There are other people there who are willing to help you get the job done. And we see the runaway crime in Trinidad and Tobago. It's sad for us out here when we look at that, and we want to help. So you are so correct, Mr. George, with respect to what's happening there. Now, during the mid-year budget, the Prime Minister made a statement about the oppressed. And if you go up in the savannah tomorrow, you'll see all these people who say they're oppressed at the reggae thing for these two reggae singers. Why is that necessary, Mr. George? Is that
Well, just today I was discussing with someone, and I said that is one of the most disrespectful comments I have heard in a long time. Because you know what? These are ordinary citizens. Listen, there are some people who this might be the only outing, the only little entertainment they do for the year. They might save up for months for this. So what? Because they go, you are insulting my intelligence to tell me, well, because the savannah is full of people, that means that the economy is doing well. Please, I mean, come on. Those are not the measures or indicia of your economic performance. And the Prime Minister knows better than that. But, he tries to bring things down to this base and guttural level because, that's how he thinks that, people can, relate to or understand things. That's not so. You have very intelligent, educated people who can look and assess and analyze. If you want to look at economic performance, you look at your GDP, you look at your GNP, you look at, what is your level of exports, your level of foreign exchange earnings, right? Those are the things that you look at for your performance of your economy, not how many people are in a show in the savannah. I mean, if that's the case, then what? You're going to start counting how many people take part in Carnival and say, well, look, yes, the street's full for Carnival, so therefore the economy is doing well. I mean, come on. It's just a crude and crass analogy that he's making, which does not do justice to the seriousness of the situation, because we just had the IMF report on the country. We just had the report from the Minister of Finance. And in fact, more importantly, if you notice the editorial today, in the newspapers where they speak of the affidavit which was filed by the Minister of Finance himself, where he painted a very grim and bleak picture in terms of our economic performance. So therefore what? The Prime Minister is contradicting his own Minister of Finance? Well, what is really going on here? It's absurd, and I really, and it's interesting that you picked on that statement, because just today I was having a discussion with someone on that very statement, and I said, this is just such a debasement of our citizens by him making that statement, as if to say, well, look, okay, because you could go to a show in the savannah, that means the economy is doing well.
I ask myself, is the Prime Minister in Trinidad, or is he went to Mars with SpaceX, and Elon Musk gave him a free ride up on SpaceX to go up to Mars?
Yeah. No, you see, the thing is, what happens, after a while, I think these guys, they get so detached from reality because they are living in their own different world, and they are out of touch with what is happening on the streets. They are out of touch with what is happening on the ground. I mean, at the end of the day, even the reality of crime doesn't touch and concern the Prime Minister in any real or serious way, because he's surrounded by his bodyguards, his police escort. He goes everywhere with sirens, etc. And I mean, we have no problem with that. That's fine. That's one of the perks of office. But at the end of the day, You must not become so immune and isolated from the ordinary man that you are, in a distant world, and you appear to be untouched by the reality of what is happening on the ground. I contrast this with, you look at Prime Minister Holness in Jamaica. He's a man who goes out there among the people. He walks the ground. Holness went out into the gang areas and he told them, he said, listen, we are not giving you any more contracts from the government, right? Because you are using that to fund your illegal enterprise. He went out and he spoke with them. You look at Brown in Antigua. He goes out and talks to the people, right? You look at Mia Motley. You look at Ralph in St. Vincent. These are people who they are able to connect with the people on the ground in a real and meaningful way, not just, issue edicts from on high, in this pompous, arrogant manner. And, it's part of the problem that we face with governance in Trinidad and Tobago. They take a top-down approach to governance instead of a ground-up. So that's why it's important for shows like this to keep reminding them that, hey, listen, you were put there by the people on the ground. So therefore, you have to understand that you have a responsibility to them.
Attorney George.
Yes, hi, afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. We still have that Auditor General's report debacle hanging in the balance. How are we going to resolve that, and what's your thought?
Well, the thing is, it really is a reflection of failures in the system. And I will not even point fingers one way or the other. All I will say is that it shows a lack of proper accountability. Because when you have a scenario where, for whatever reason, because whether it is that the Minister of Finance got wrong information from his technocrats or whatever, the reality is that information came to the Auditor General, which was flawed. And she red flagged it and she said basically, hey, listen, come on, I am not approving this. I'm not signing off on this, And of course, it ended up in the political spin and, with the minister giving his side. And then, of course, the Auditor General saying, well, she feels attacked, so she has to give her side. And, we got lost in the hubris as a result. The reality is that there were serious gaps in terms of the level of fiscal responsibility and accountability. And those are the issues that ought to concern us as Trinbagonians and as patriots. Because regardless of what the political scenario is and the to-in and fro-in, we the citizens are the ones who ought to be concerned, because this is our patrimony. This is what is supposed to be there for the future of our nation, future of our children, our grandchildren. And if it is that it's not managed carefully or husbanded properly, then it is going to end up in a scenario where there's nothing left for the future generations.
Now, Mr. George, Jimmy Carter stated, the measure of a society is found in how they treat their weakest and most helpless citizens. That was a comment by a quote by former President Jimmy Carter. Are we ever going to see any compassion coming from the Prime Minister as we go forward in the future?
Well, the thing is, I guess in his own way, he expresses that. It's just that the way it sometimes comes across. So it might be a communication issue. It might be an issue with, I guess, the delivery style. Because we do have social programs, we do have the Ministry of Social Development, and they do quite a good bit of work and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the way you express things, sometimes it's not what you say, but it's how you say it that really can now create the problem or the issue. So the thing is, I think that is where he really needs to look at himself and take stock, and maybe probably have somebody else do the communication if it is that his communication style is not getting the proper message across. Because you remember, the art of effective communication is to be able to deliver to your listeners the message you want them to hear. It's not a question of you just, saying it the way you feel or saying it how you think, if it is that the message gets lost in translation. And I think that effective communication is something that sadly is not really the Prime Minister's strongest suit, with the greatest of respect. And I say this with the greatest of deference, because I always have great respect for office holders, but I always say that, when we think of the 1936 Privy Council case of Ambard versus Attorney General, right? So this is a case actually from Trinidad and Tobago. So since 1936, we've been going to the Privy Council, and this one was a seminal case where Lord Atkins had to say, and I mean, I think it applies to politics just as it applies to the judiciary and to justice. He said, justice must not be a cloistered virtue. It must be made to suffer the respectful, though searching scrutiny of ordinary men. And I think in politics it's the same. They must be willing to withstand this scrutiny, respectful scrutiny of ordinary men, because otherwise then you appear to be above the law and you appear to be, a law unto yourself, where basically nobody could tell you anything.
What is your opinion, Mr. George, with respect to Christmases? Do you think he was good or bad for Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, the thing is, I am actually confused as to why he was even charged with sedition. And, I made it clear in terms of my views on that, that I saw absolutely no basis for that charge. If we look at the Privy Council case, and that's why I always like to, participate in a talk show like this, because I could share, views on the law and the legal system. There's a Privy Council decision in the Mahasabha case, right? Central Broadcasting Radio Limited, whereby they challenged the validity of the Sedition Act in its ruling that yes, the act is valid and it is constitutional. However, they say that for you to seek to enforce the provisions, you must show that there was some intent and some malice and some deep desire to create instability or insurrection or something of the kind. Where is the evidence of that in what this man was doing? Come on, let's be serious. Instead of you going out and arresting the gangsters, you arresting the man who is telling you about the gangsters. I mean, does that ever make sense in any real world? Come on, are they serious about doing anything about really arresting the problem of crime in Trinidad and Tobago? Because you have this man who, as far as I'm concerned, he's neither here nor there in the grand scheme of things as far as crime and criminality in Trinidad and Tobago. But yes, he did his video and he highlighted this problem. So instead of dealing with the problem, no, you go and you arrest and charge the man who is talking about the problem. I mean, come on, we could not be serious about trying to deal with crime and criminality. So therefore, if you guys talk about crime and criminality on this program and you highlight, problems with gangsters, then what? They're going to then target you and say, well, this radio show is, creating sedition because you all are highlighting the negatives in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah. And then we come into the airport, they might arrest us.
Well, I hope they wouldn't be so crazy because they know you will call me.
Oh, not tell you, Martin George, but yeah. Martin, Mr. George, it is so freshening, so to speak, when we speak to people like you who, give us the facts. Because, facts is a stubborn thing. It's not fiction, but it's facts. And when you speak facts, George Soros said, in any organization to be fully successful, there must be a mechanism for truth serum, truth telling. Any organization. And sometimes in these organizations, these political parties, especially the current party, they don't want the truth, right? Well, I don't know if they don't want the truth. Maybe they want the truth, but they only want you to tell it in a certain way. Because when we go back to the mid-year budget, it appears to me that the government of Trinidad and Tobago, the current government, might try to tax their way out of a budget deficit. I don't know what you think about
that is something I have repeatedly complained about with the greatest of respect. We have a government, and it may not be limited to this administration. It could apply, I guess, to previous administrations. But we have seen governments in Trinidad and Tobago who are totally bereft of ideas. They have not one single original thought in their heads. Their only thinking is that we must tax citizens more. And I mean, the point is, we are facing so many financial challenges as ordinary citizens on a day-to-day basis that when you hear the government's plans, because I mean, the point is, you know that they're just holding back this Tech increase, for the appropriate time to drop it on citizens, because it is coming. Right, WASA is applying for an increase also, but yet still you are not holding these authorities accountable for greater delivery and service provision. I mean, the Tech still has massive outages, brownouts, blackouts, damaging people's appliances, particularly in Tobago. There's a serious problem in Tobago with Tech. Tech is a nightmare in terms of your appliances. They always keep damaging your appliances with low voltage, and stuff like that. WASA, the greatest waster of water in Trinidad and Tobago is WASA. WASA loses up to now still about 45% of the water it generates through its own leaks. So imagine you are the water service provider and you're losing about 45% of the water you produce through your own leaks. But yet still, a man using a hose to just wash his car, you want to send WASA police to lock him up and charge him. When you wasting by the billions of gallons every day, you're wasting money, you're wasting water, you're wasting time. And these are the areas that I think that the government needs to be serious and show seriousness to the citizens that, look, okay, all right, yes, we want to increase water rates, but look, we're getting serious with WASA. We're going to make sure WASA stops all this wastage of water, wastage of money. Then citizens will get on board with you. People are not, foolish. They will understand that, hey, look, yes, you're really making an effort there. We could see the difference. So therefore, yes, we're willing to pay our share if it means greater productivity, greater efficiency, greater effectiveness. But when we see you looking to tax us more, and then you continuing with your wastage and your squandermania, as if, well, nothing has changed, then how would the ordinary citizen feel? You feel, well, look, you're just using me as an idiot in your Game of Thrones. I'm just an expendable pawn in your Game of Thrones.
No, Mr. George, let me chime in again. Lately, we see an effort being made by our Prime Minister to give that property that was given to Pantran Bego a while back by ex-Prime Minister or former Prime Minister Pandey, for them to build a resource set up for the steel band movement. And now it's being given away to build a cricket academy, an academy which we have one of at this particular time that's been underutilized. And seems as though the executive of Pantran Bego is okay with it, when this particular spot is prime real estate that can be used to develop a tourism product for the steel band movement. And nobody's doing anything or saying anything or pushing back. Instead, we have the current president of Pantran Bego apparently in agreement with what is about to be done. What say ye?
Well, I think part of the problem is that Pantran Bego knows that if one looks in the books, and if you look historically, Pantran Bego itself has been part of the problem, because the length of time within which they were given the facility of this land to do the development, and the billions of dollars which have been spent through Pantran Bego thus far, and they have very little to show for it. I think they recognize that they are also part of the problem. While I hear you on that in terms of, yes, the use of the facility should definitely be something that is, geared towards the direct benefit of the PAN movement, I think when one looks back at the mismanagement which has occurred in Pantran Bego over the years, I think they know very well that they are part of the problem there in that regard. And again, this is what I'm talking about. You cannot have scenarios such as this continuing from year to year to year with no change in how you seek to manage these things, how you manage these organizations. Every year, it's always some bacchanal with Pantry and Bago, and either they're not getting enough money or this, that, the other. But at the end of the day, look at it. We still do not have the pan as our national instrument. Can you imagine the absurdity of that? You have people in Japan have pan schools. They are moving ahead with the steel pan movement. And we in Trinidad and Tobago, the birthplace of it, we are still twiddling our thumbs and fiddling like Nero while Rome burns. So, we really have a crisis of leadership and governance, in a way that I think has become so acute that we are seeing other nations run ahead of us. I mean, Guyana is laughing at Trinidad and Tobago now. Of course, Guyana, they of course have their oil that they've discovered, so they are riding high. But at the end of the day, we have only ourselves to blame because we have seen billions and billions of dollars pass through our country and we have very little to show for it. And unless we make some significant change very soon, we are going to be facing a major crisis. We are now getting back to the scenario where there is not just capital flight, there is a flight of intellect. And there's a flight of persons who are saying, look, I am migrating because I can't stay here anymore. I see no future for myself, for my children, my grandchildren. We are back to those days, I don't know if you all are aware of it, but I could tell you in our office every day we get calls from persons who saying, look, we're thinking of migrating. We want some advice and help in terms of how to, arrange to migrate to Canada, to Australia, to the US, wherever. People are seeking alternatives because they don't see any sense of any hopefulness. If you remember in 2008, when Barack Obama was campaigning, what he really gave to the people of America was that sense of hope.
Yep.
And listen, more than anything else, more than anything else, I remember, seeing an interview and it was so telling. There was this white couple somewhere in Arkansas that they interviewed, and they were asking them, well, who are you voting for? They said, well, we will vote for the black guy. They couldn't even remember his name. Right? We'll vote for the black guy because, we feel a sense of hope, with his message. You don't even know his name, but the point is he gave the nation that sense of hope, and we are not getting that from either side of the aisle, with the greatest of respect, because we have to be fair in our comments, because the UNC is in its own paralysis, at present, with their internal fighting and their internal elections coming up and stuff like that, and their crisis of leadership that they themselves are facing, so therefore Trinidad and Tobago is not in a good place in that regard, because you look at your alternatives and you wonder, is it 6 of one and half a dozen of another? Where is the hope for the future for the young people of Trinidad and Tobago? And the leaders like to decry and criticize the young people, and I always say no. I say, listen, our young people are talented, they have abilities, they have, but the point is you need to channel and harness that, in a productive way. You need to make use of it. I was, present at the Brian McFarlane show in Queen's Hall not too long ago, and most of the performers there were young people. And listen, man, the talent and creativity of these youths was amazing. And there are so many other ways. Look, even they like to, our leaders like to criticize the Trinidad music and the musicians. But at the end of the day, you listen to some of those guys and they have talent. So, all right, maybe it's focused now in a direction that is not conducive to the well-being of the society. But then why don't you meet with these guys and say, hey, listen, guys, we're going to hook you up with, producers who can now, give you a broader perspective. Instead of just criticizing. You see, and that's what, let me tell you, that's why the youth feel so distanced and detached and disassociated from the government, because they feel that, look, you are not even trying to meet me halfway to understand me. All you're doing is criticizing me and, decrying me and, demonizing me. In fact, those 4 Ds might come into play.
Concerning the Pantrabigo affair, I still do believe that what we need is some solid managerial skills being applied, not from Pantran-Bego executives, but from governance, in order to get Pantran-Bego on the right track, finally, once and for all.
Yes, no, I agree with that. The challenge, though, is that under the legislation which has established the Pantran-Bego organization, they basically have responsibility for managing their own affairs. So maybe we might have to look at some legislative intervention to change it if it is that they are not doing so effectively. Because the PAN is in itself. That is a money maker. We could do that and make. Listen, man. I remember
Money.
I was listen. No. Hear this one. I was on a cruise ship, and the cruise ship stopped in Grenada, right? And one of the tours we went on, there was this guy who, he played the pan beautifully, and the man then gave to the visitors, right, from the cruise ship, this explanation about the birth of pan, and telling them that pan was invented in Grenada, and and the tourists lapped it up, and they gave him large tips and large sums of money, because so afterwards I went to him and I said, hey, what stupidness you're talking about? He said, oh gosh, right, I realize you're from Trinidad. They tell me I have to say that.
You see? Marketing.
So he is there capitalizing on pan, and we, the inventors of it, the ones who are supposed to be really pushing it worldwide, we are not doing so. We are supposed to, let me tell you, we are supposed to have it at every high-level forum, the United Nations, the World Bank, IMF, wherever they have any of these international conferences. We're supposed to have a panelist introducing the theme song or the anthem or whatever. We're supposed to be able to now say, hey, listen, we are manufacturing this thing. We're selling it all over the world. Come on, people, what are we doing? We are sitting on resources and still idling and frittering them away, and others are looking on and capitalizing and saying, hey, if all they don't want to make money from this, we will do so, just as the man in Grenada telling them that pan was invented in Grenada.
It's interesting you raised that point, because we have said that the government needs to diversify the economy. But the prime minister stood up on a platform. All you want to talk is diversification. Like he making a joke when you speak about diversification. And there are so many other things that could be done within Trinidad and Tobago. And I quickly wanted to get back to this Trinidad music. This Trinidad music is an industry that was created in Trinidad. This is something that could be an industry. And you help them clean it up. You have them.
That's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. Instead of just criticizing it.
Yeah, all they do is criticize it and how bad it is, and then and you know what they can do? Maybe they can hire Christmas list for him to help them to meet some of these youths and them. Because when you listen to the guy video and you listen to some of the youths are saying, one word, two words that are always prevalent: the government and opportunity. You always youths talk about the government and opportunity. Why it is the government can't see these youths from, and I'm going to say this, Mr. George, and this is politics now, right? In the history of Trinidad and Tobago, there's been 3 constituencies that have never forsaken the current government. That is San Fernando East, Mova Lavantil East, and Lavantil West. They have always voted for the PNM. But when you look at these 2 constituencies of Mova Lavantil East and Lavantil West, it is the 2 are the most economically disadvantaged communities in Trinidad. And I would think that when you hear the youth from these communities talk about the government and opportunities, you will somehow put things in place to start to talk to these youths. Because it's not like, I don't think all these guys want to pick up guns and pick up ammunition and harass the community and make it difficult for the community. But again, they say government and opportunities.
Yeah. And you see, let me tell you, if you were to take the time to go out there and meet with them, talk with them, walk with them, you may see a different perspective and you may actually see changes come about in their behavior. Because let me tell you, I always believe that human beings are capable of change. That's what
Yes.
separates us from the lower animals. We have the ability to reason, we have cognitive skills, we have the ability to think, to assess, to analyze. And sometimes behavioral modification can come with time. People like to look at Singapore as, this beacon of, success. Singapore wasn't always so, Singapore was a corrupt, dilapidated, forgotten backwater.
Yes.
But there was a desire and the political will and the determination that we are going to change it. We're going to change the thinking. We're going to change the attitudes. Sometimes you have to do it with legislative intervention to make sure that people comply, etc. But the fact is, if you are determined to make your country a better place, then people will fall in line and get along with it. Right? So we need that type of leadership in Trinidad and Tobago, which is willing to bite the bullet and say, hey, listen, we are serving country first. And we are willing to try and make Trinidad and Tobago a better place. But gentlemen, I have to ask if I could be excused at this point because I have preparation for a trial tomorrow that I interrupted, but I said I have to show my face here. I have to participate and give my contribution. It's always a pleasure, and I'm always honored to be part of nation building in this regard, because regardless of how people may view it, I think all of this is a contribution you all are making towards building the beautiful nation of Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you, Mr. George. It's always appreciated.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. Take
Thank
care.
you.
All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Goodbye. So there you have it, folks.
Yep.
Tommy, I tell you, I mean, those are the type of things that we have to continue to talk about in our society. You know what I mean? And he addressed so many things. The only other thing I wanted to address him with was the Afrex Exim Bank. But we're going to get him back to talk about that, Tommy. That is something we talked about on the last show with respect to it's only Trinidad and Jamaica in the Caribbean who doesn't have an Afrex Exim Bank. And there's some concerns of in Trinidad and Tobago why it is not coming to Trinidad and Tobago because of certain people within the government who doesn't want to see an Afrex Exim Bank in Trinidad and Tobago. For whatever reason it is, but I think that is something that we really and truly, have to continue to talk about. And it have people in Trinidad who black people actually don't want the Afrex Exim Bank, Tommy. You know that?
It doesn't surprise me.
It didn't surprise you? I was surprised, Tommy. I'll be honest
Well,
with you.
we are our biggest enemy.
Okay.
We are our worst enemy.
Yeah, let me say welcome to Albert Montano. Let me say welcome to Banmeha. Banmeha, welcome. Albert Montano says the government is not serious about anything except making the rich richer. These are the people who control the P&M. Oh, sorry about that, Caribbean. So, what are your views on CDAP drugs? We missed that one.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one. I saw it, and I was gonna get back to it. Hello, caller. You're on WZYE 95.9 FM. Hello, caller.
Yes.
You're on WZYE 95.9 FM.
Yes, I am very pleased with Mr. Martin expressing himself there about the people who live outside of Trinidad.
Yes.
And they're willing to help out the situation.
Okay.
And that is a topic you all need to address.
Yeah, well, it's something that we talked about. We always talk about here with respect to the diaspora, because we think that it's important for the political parties in Trinidad and Tobago to have something in their manifesto with respect to people living in the diaspora. When I say the diaspora outside of Trinidad and Tobago, but sometimes these things go on deaf ears. Where you calling us from?
Florida.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure. I know you are always listening, right?
Yeah, because I have, I have a lot to contribute. And when I mean I have a lot to contribute, I have a plan right now to do some things in Trinidad and Tobago that will raise everybody's head. And I mean massive projects, massive. Government, like I said, they're there right now, but soon everything will be over. Just relax. Things are happening. Things are happening all over the world. The BRICS nation is bringing the whole world to the gold standard. That is the key. Stop fighting. Stop making any situation. Watch what China, Russia, Brazil, South Africa, and India do. Venezuela already is over there. Venezuela has the largest oil reserve in the world. And what Venezuela is doing, the whole planet is going to be free. Everybody won't have to be living like they're living now. Things are happening. The American dollar is dead. Nobody wants it. Everything is going to happen this month. A lot is coming out. I'll give you some dates. The 21st. As of today, the petrodollar is dead. Nobody wants to use the petrodollar anymore for the oil. So you have the 21st, the 23rd of this month. A lot of changes is coming. I understand the last time when I spoke with you about certain things, but all I'm saying to you, all this crying and puffing and going on in fighting, it's over. It's over. There's no more fighting on this planet. It's peace, love, and harmony. People have to wake up. And this wake up happened since 9/11. And that is why people don't understand what's going on. That is the reason why I put out a lot of information out there. Why? Is to wake up the masses. There's no more fighting here. Everything is going to be peace. Next year, this time, everybody's going to say, look where we came from. Look where we came from. All this inside fighting with PNM and UNC and all of this thing is just madness. We want to live in peace, love. Anybody could go anywhere. All these gangs and all this thing. Like you see what Chris did? Chris did there a couple weeks ago. That is madness. Because the government, they don't care. Chris came to Georgia. He went to the gangs and everything like that. In America, have more gangs than Trinidad. Okay? The bottom line is this. There will be no more gangs on this planet. None. None. Gangs days are over. It's either you come and you repent, you talk to the man, ask for forgiveness. If you don't, you are no longer going to be here. Everything is already planned. That is why I am putting out that NESERA, National Economic Reformation Act. NESERA is the global. And this was signed by Bill Clinton back in 2000. Now it's 23 years. Nothing is going to stop what is coming on this planet. This inside fighting, people is not aware. We in America, a lot of us know what's going on. But the majority of some of them don't have a clue. But it's already done. It's a done deal. Poverty days are over on this planet. People would not be suffering anymore. It's all about the love that the good Almighty is bringing towards this planet. It is a done deal.
It's always
talk to you soon.
Thank you, man. It's always a pleasure you joining.
All right.
All right. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You know?
Sarah.
Tommy, I tell you, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he choose to power.
Yeah, I mean, I have some voice notes here, boy. Which one should I play, boy? I know which one to play, you know. Let me see what time it is there.
Start at the top.
Tommy, let me play this voice note, yeah? This person says, listen to this. All right.
It did come.
Hold on, eh? Let me see.
Good after lunch. An editorial by God.
Let's take this call. Brooklyn, what it is?
Well, shit, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, Uncle Tommy.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
And shit, that man who just called your show there, I want to ask him if Jesus coming back next year when everything gets so good. You understand? He not living in the world we living in. He just feels just so the world gonna flip and everybody go be good and nice. He not really seeing the reality of what's going on. Eh? All the murders and all the killing and all these things that you talk about, oh, just like that. And who don't want to go to the man? Who don't want to? Who the man? How you know is a man? How you know the creator is a man? Or let us come out. The church are the most wickedest of the people in it. You understand? The church is divided. The churches who have we divided as black people. Because every other religion have a person that they call the God that look like them. We serving all kind of craziness and fighting amongst yourselves. A Baptist going in a Catholic church, a Catholic going in an Anglican church, a Jehovah's Witness now going back 7 days Adventist, die with the warriors. So before you come and speak, listen, we on real thing here, you know, we on seriousness, you know. And what you and Tommy doing every week, every 4 days in the week is not a joke thing, you know. So whenever let's come to preach your nonsense, they have to wake up and smell the coffee and get to the real world. You understand? But the PNM and the UNC ain't gonna be fighting no more and all this other nonsense. You understand? All like separation and and to divide us. But at the end of the day, we just want the better for children. We don't care about America and China and India. We want the best for Trinidad and Tobago. And right now, the country is not in a good place. All right, watch it. Have a good day.
Bless. Thank you. Let me say welcome to Angeli George. Angeli, where you joining us from? Angeli says, a great caller, so true. Everyone needs to wake up and smell the coffee. Google Nasara and Jasar, and you will know what the caller said. Ignorance is a sin. So Angeli, what we're gonna do, right? This is what we do here on our program. We believe in informing, we believe in educating the people. And when we come back from the break, we're gonna Google Nasara and we're gonna Google Jasara. Both of them, and we're gonna tell you people what it's about. Because it might be news to people. I mean, it's news to me. Tommy, you know about that?
No, it's new to me too.
Right. So what it is, Angeli and Greg, is that this information is news to people. So what we're gonna do, and we like to share information. The idea is that when you finish listening to our program, at least you could get some brain food. Right? We don't all want just I just say most Trinidadians have 2 BAC degrees. 2. You know them 2 BAC degrees, Tommy? 2 BAC
Yep.
degrees.
Yep.
Bacchanal and confusion and blame
Blame
and
and complain.
Right. 2 BAC degrees. All once you're born in Trinidad, you get automatically you get 2 BAC degrees. Bacchanal and confusion and blame and complain. Right? It's the only place in the world where you don't have to go to college to get a BAC degree. That is in Trinidad and Tobago. Only place. Any other country, any other planet, any other place, you have to go to college, you have to go online, or you have to actually go in person in order for you to get a degree. But in Trinidad, there's 2 BAC degrees, bacchanal and confusion, and blame and complain. Automatic. Right? Capitan say, if goat expensive, eat kangaroo. All right. Let me take this one. Greg, you have a minute before the break. Hold on. Greg, you have 1 minute before the break. Go ahead.
I just sent you the information about what is Nisera, Gisera.
Okay, all right. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna read that out.
It's on the okay. You go ahead. You can play it. It's a video that you can play.
No, but Greg, it cannot be information that cannot be verified, right? Because we could get the channel pulled down for that.
No. I mean for you to listen to it.
All right. I'll listen to it off air, and then once I think it's okay to play,
I want you to listen to it off air.
Right. Okay.
I could also send you some information that you can read.
Right. Send it to me.
All right.
Yeah, man. Bless. Yeah. And that's what we are about here, you know. We are about trying to inform people. We are trying to educate and inform. We truly, truly, truly believe that. But I was playing this voice note here. When we come back, we're gonna come back to this voice note.
Yeah, when we come back, I'll read what I get on this Sarah here for you.
Yeah, and the man sent a voice note to me. We might have to spend half the show playing this voice note, you know.
It's a big file. It's a big file.
Nah, just kidding. I'm just kidding. So, folks, we're gonna go for a quick break. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Don't forget, you can also send your voice notes to 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Or 973-609-6509. 973-609-6509.
We're going to be right back after this break. Don't go nowhere. Stick and stay.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
This is oh Lord, Trinidad and Tobago. This is DJ Bravo. I'm hurting you up. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. All I see in front of me, nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up against parliament economy. But let the moderator sin another body in a drain. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. And next road stain with somebody sunburn. Who take the F out of Port of Spain? This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. Now with the love, with the vibes, with the hope. Now tell me something, how we really want we cope. When the children breathing in too much gun smoke. And the Coast Guard can never see a boat. You're someone like some goats when they come looking for votes. Sit to empty promises, reading like a horoscope. Justice for sale in a fat envelope. Politically, all the answers is a joke. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. All I see in front of me, nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up against parliament economy. But let the moderator sin another body in a drain. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. And next road stain with somebody sunburn. Who take the S out of Port of Spain? This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. It doesn't matter the religion, the color, the creed, or the race. It's our responsibility to take care of our place. Champion.
What it does, this your homie Rick Ross.
This is your boy Gucci Man LaFleur.
You're in the mix with Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
It's crazy, you heard me? You heard me? You heard me?
Yeah, check it out, man. It's your boy Akon.
Alright, what it is, man? It's your boy T-Pain.
You can pop, lock, and drop it. Just don't stop it. Bringing you the jams from the 2000s and more.
Yeah, this is your boy Flo Rida. Believe that.
This is Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Yo, what's up? This is Dr. Dre.
What's up, y'all? This is Tupac, Machiavelli the Dawn.
Yo, what's crack flag? This is Big Snoop Deal Double G.
You're in the mix with the one and only Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Yeah, check it out, man. It's your boy Akon.
Alright, what it is, man? It's your boy T-Pain.
You can pop, lock, and drop it. Just don't stop it. Bringing you the jams from the 2000s and more.
Yeah, this is your boy Flo Rida. Believe that.
This is Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
When everything seemed to be gone, the worst thing to do is sit down and mourn. Don't let frustration get the better of you and make you do things you should never do. You got to keep the faith, you can't surrender. You never know, tomorrow may be brighter. Behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. As long as you have health and strength, reaching your goal, nothing should prevent. Every time you fall, get up again. Don't sit down there like that and complain. You got to stand up and continue fighting. Don't give up, keep courage, you must win. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on.
And of course, we are back with you. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. You can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444 or 973.
973-609-6509. Also at 973-609-6509.
Let me say welcome to Capitan and Hailey. Welcome. It's always a pleasure to have you guys in the village. So let me go on get hold on.
Let me quickly read what Nisara Jisara says.
Okay.
That I Googled. Now, Nisara Jisara refers to a conspiracy theory promoted by Shaini Goodwin, also known as the Dove of Oneness, that all debts will be wiped out in a radical reset of the U.S. economy. It is a reference to the National Economic Security and Recovery Act, a set of U.S. economic reforms proposed in the 1990s.
Hold on, TOP. Go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah. Which included abolishing compound interest on loans, replacing income tax with a national sales tax, and returning U.S. currency to the gold standard, while the proposal were never actually introduced before. Congress conspiracy theorists like Goodwin claim that they were secretly passed by Congress and then suppressed with by George W. Bush in the wake of the 9/11 attacks. I'll go no further.
Okay, COP, welcome.
Wall Street, good afternoon to you, Wall Street.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Uncle Tony.
Good afternoon, Kunji.
And Tobago and people from all over the world that listen to this wonderful program, Sunday Talk with Uncle Tony and Wall Street. Let me get Brother Martin George 10 out of 10. I think we need more solid black men like those guys and them to come out and tell Dr. Rowley when he going wrong. The ones who keeping a blind eye, something wrong with your psyche, and open your eyes and think. Don't think about every month you get a salary, and every fortnight you get a next salary, and you feel contented, and your neighbor next door under pain and pressure. So 10 out of 10 for Martin George. You know the song you play just before you go on the break? I want to get a song 10 out of 10 too. Because everything in that song is what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago. We just in June month, citizens from all over the world. And in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, we have over 300 young children was molested. By elders, reported molested. We do nothing about that as leaders in this country. And we keep a blind eye towards that. We are over 250 something murders in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Dr. Rowley keep a blind eye towards that. He concerned about the people and them who have a salary every fortnight and every month they have a salary. Those are the people that you'll see around the savannah setting Dr. Rowley. In this country, the majority of the people not working. But if we have to go back and look at black history in Trinidad and Tobago, we could clearly see Dr. Rowley as a black man is the one that deprive the black community. He's one that fool the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. If we listen to Dr. Rowley speak in opposition, the citizens of this country say that's a sensible black man. But after that election, we discover the most deceitful and wicked, conniving and treacherous black man, black leader in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And citizens from all over the world. What I am saying here is not because I want to say it, it's because I have to say it. Dr. Rowley see about the wealthy and the citizens of this country becoming poorer and poorer and their government. Every 2 years, Dr. Rowley tell us, prepare ourselves for hardship. When he couldn't take it no more, he tell him both, well, you will have to tell the people them that now. And by him both telling the people, after 9 years gone, prepare yourself for the hardest time for the next 3 years. How disgusting and how disrespectful that is. All the citizens of this country that have knowledge and educate themselves, how can you see that as respect? How? Because you get a salary and because you get a contract and you have money here and there and there? Wall Street and Uncle Tony, what we facing in this country and citizens all over the world, I ask you all to be part of this program. What we facing in this country, no other country in the Western Hemisphere facing. We were the number one. They admire us. Now today they developing. Why is Dr. Rowley and the ministers creating empires for themselves and their family? And we just have to pay tax and tax and tax. That is not what we vote Dr. Rowley for. He wasn't telling us that when he was campaigning from 2015. He wasn't telling us that. He was telling this country he's not going to introduce property tax. He was telling this country all the schools at the UNC open, he's going to open it. He was telling this country that this whole country will have Wi-Fi service. He was telling this country that children will not stop getting laptop. And look what happened. Everything Dr. Rowley could do, none of those manifesto, but betrayal and deceit to the people who give him the responsibility to get all the opportunities that this country are available to our Prime Minister and his whole family, his whole blinking family, get that opportunity because of taxpayers, and we've put them there. And today we just have to pay tax and tax and tax. And if you cannot pay the tax, they take you home. Where is your passion? Where is the song "We love you so we take good care of you"? Where is that passion again? But deceit, and we contented that. Not we contented with that. There are citizens and grandmothers and grandfathers in this country that have nothing contented with that behavior because he is a black man. Educated people say a wicked black man, a deceitful and a conniving black man, and one that don't care about the future of this country. Positive people will think so. And I'm still asking citizens from all over the world that listen, how hard it is to take up your phone and be part and express your concern. You live in New York, Florida, Miami, and all these places out there, and you seeing what's going on with the children you leave behind. It's time to express yourself. Thank you, Wall Street. And Uncle Tony.
Yeah, man, bless. Yeah, bro. Kunji laying it all out, but Kunji, let's take it off your chest. Kunji, don't go keep it on your chest. Don't keep it on your chest at all.
True.
You know, Tommy.
Yes.
I wanted to get back. When we talk about the youths, I wanted to play. We talk about the youths and what's going on with Trinidad and the youths, right? Oh, don't forget this part. Let me don't forget.
We need to confront a reality that we cannot run away from. And that reality is, in a diverse society aiming to do well, that African people are not doing as well as we expected or as well as we might. Fact. I distinctly.
Oh God, Tommy. And Tommy, you make that statement, but what have you done about it? What have you done? Right? I mean, all these kind of statements you make that statement, right, Tommy? And then you're talking about people saying they oppress and they're going up in the savannah and they're going to the party with the two Jamaicans. I mean, the guy's very, very good enough. He's very good enough. I give him credit.
All I have to say is that the people who keep supporting have to check themselves. You have to check yourself.
Yeah, you have to check yourself.
This is gonna wreck yourself, because when you really think about it, if I could be saying one thing and doing another thing, how credible am I?
Correct is right, Tommy. You know, and we have coined the phrase here, EG, on our programs here on WZYE 95.9 FM, right? Now, here are two EGs.
Mm-hmm.
Two EGs. We're going to play them back to back. Take a listen to this, folks.
At the ceremony to distribute 257 National Commission for Self-Help Limited grants to families from North and East Trinidad, Minister of Sport and Community Development, Shamfa Kojo Lois, shared how her ministry is impacting lives.
And I must say, over the last 4 years, I have witnessed the Commission distribute over $72 million to over 34,000 families across Trinidad and Tobago.
The minister said those 257 families will benefit from over $4 million in grants for emergency and other major home repairs.
Right now in community development, we train over 6,000 persons every year for free. We come into your community and we teach you how to use your hands. Because one thing about us, we are resourceful people. Everybody has a little talent, a little know-how, how to make something. We teach you how to monetize that skill, how to monetize that craft.
Chief Executive Officer of the Commission, Colin Frith, hinted at some of the organization's future plans.
To continue to give support wherever we can to youth society's most vulnerable. And as we move from strength to strength, the Commission will be embarking on different opportunities and different collaborations within the near future that will also enhance your standard of living.
At Thursday's ceremony, 207 recipients received checks for $15,000 for minor repairs, while 50 families received $50,000 each for emergency home repairs. Terry Ann Brown Campbell, TTT News.
There we have it, Tommy. Part 1. Here's part 2.
Over 26,000 students have applied to the Ministry of Education for the $1,000 school supplies and book grant. The Ministry of Education has asked to supplement its 2024 budgetary allocation by a further $144.2 million. Education Minister Dr. Nyan Gadsby-Dolly confirmed that $20 million will be allocated for the school supplies and book grant.
This fiscal measure is intended to take effect within the new school year, and the applications for the school grant was opened on April the 1st to the 26th, 2024. To date, in that time, we have received 26,967 applications, which are now being processed. Of those, 10,428 have had all the information provided and so on and have been deemed satisfactory.
Minister Gadsby-Dolly said quite a few applications were sent back to schools for verification as they were deemed incomplete. She said depending on the number of grants given out, the Education Ministry will reopen the application process.
We have reached 15,000 out of the 26, and we'll be processing as quickly as we can to be able to deal with the first tranche of persons who would have applied. Once we have been able to deal with those, then we will look at how soon we can possibly reopen the applications.
Tommy, do you know if the school book grant is something that happens every year or if it's a one-off thing? Do you know?
I think it's one-off. I don't think it's something that's consistent. That's my thought. So maybe someone else can verify.
Yeah. That's why I call it an election gimmick. That's why I call it an election gimmick. Yeah? If this is something that is happening in 2024 and it didn't happen yet last year, it's another election gimmick. It's an EG, simple. Another EG. And that granting, if that granting didn't happen last year or the year before, it's another EG. Right? These are all EGs. Simple. So folks, in the chat, can you guys let me know, let Tommy and I know if the grant is something that was done before and the book grant was something that was done before as well. So we are asking the questions, okay? So you guys can let us know. And I think these things are important. Caribbean source said that we are correct. Rowley is not black because that guy don't have a problem Rowley abusing him and robbing him. Yeah. Capitan say here goat meat is being imported from Australia. How do you know that is goat meat? I don't know. Walls play the one from the parliament where people go in fed reggae and have no money for books. Yeah, we played that one already. We played that one. Mr. Florida, welcome.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Hanson. Good evening, Mr. Tommy. Mr. Tommy, nice seeing you, man. We must stay them couple days.
Tommy, that
You
fella's
know,
been saying,
without you, Mr. Tommy, you know, Hanson man usually dynamic duo, so we need you.
Everybody want to know where
We try. But thanks for
Hey,
your
Mr. Hanson,
confidence.
I'm waiting to play over the first one with Shamfa Kujo there. I hear she said something 300 family and $72 million. So
She
each
said
family get like $1 million or something.
She said
Something like
34.
that.
She said 34,000. She said 34,000 families
34,000 families
to share 72 million.
Families and $72 million. So everybody
play it
get
over.
500,000.
I go play it over.
No, it gives roughly 1.6 thousand. 1,006 roughly is the average.
All right, so let me play it over.
Let me do the math.
Yeah, let's listen to that.
Over 26,000 students have applied to the Ministry of Education.
So 26,000 students have applied, right?
But hear what she says.
Let's see.
Over 26,000 students have applied to the Ministry of Education for the $1,000 school supplies and book grant. The Ministry of Education has asked to supplement its 2024 budgetary allocation by a further $144.2 million. Education Minister Dr. Nian Gadsby-Dolly confirmed that $20 million will be allocated for the school supplies and book grant.
This fiscal measure is intended to take effect within the new school year, and the applications for the school grant was opened on April the 1st to the 26th, 2024. To date, in that time, we have received 26,967 applications, which are now being processed. Of those, 10,428 have had all the information provided and so on and have been deemed satisfactory.
Minister Gadsby-Dolly said quite a few applications were sent back to schools for verification as they were deemed incomplete. She said depending on the number of grants given out, the Education Ministry will reopen the application process.
We have reached 15,000 out of the 26, and we'll be processing as quickly as we can to be able to deal with the first tranche of persons who would have applied. Once we have been able to deal with those, then we will look at how soon we can possibly reopen the applications.
Champa Kojo was a different one. That's.
Oh, you wanted the one with Champa Kojo?
That's what he referred to.
All right, let me.
At the ceremony to distribute 257 National Commission for Self-Help Limited grants to families from North and East Trinidad, Minister of Sport and Community Development, Shamfa Kojo Lois, shared how her ministry is impacting lives.
And I must say, over the last 4 years, I have witnessed the Commission distribute over $72 million to over 34,000 families across Trinidad and Tobago.
The minister said those 257 families will benefit from over $4 million in grants for emergency and other major home repairs.
Right now in community development, we train over 6,000 persons every year for free. We come into your community and we teach you how to use your hands. Because one thing about us, we are resourceful people. Everybody has a little talent, a little know-how, how to make something. We teach you how to monetize that skill, how to monetize that craft.
Chief Executive Officer of the Commission, Colin Frith, hinted at some of the organization's future plans.
To continue to give support wherever we can to youth society's most vulnerable. And as we move from strength to strength, the Commission will be embarking on different opportunities and different collaborations within the near future that will also enhance your standard of living.
At Thursday's ceremony, 207 recipients received checks for $15,000 for minor repairs. while 50 families received $50,000 each for emergency home repairs. Terry Ann Brown Campbell, TTT News.
What she says, that averages $2,117 for the distribution that she outlined there.
2,000 what?
$117. That's the average for 34,000 persons with $72 million.
That is our next election gimmick. $2,000?
Yeah, 2117 average for based on the total numbers.
What repairs you making with $2,100?
I don't know.
We're gonna buy a toilet and a sink.
Maybe maybe fix one sheet that leaking on your house or something. Let the others keep leaking.
Tommy, you say fix one sheet?
I don't know.
Tommy, you know.
I don't know what the prices are.
But Tommy, them real thing people do this and shooting over. You know, and Mr. Florida is a good point. No, Tommy, no. I think what happens, Tommy, is that. But think about it, right, Tommy? If somebody gets 5,000, that means somebody has to get less.
That's right.
Right? So it ain't making sense. It just not making sense. E.g. It's a E.g. And when we say E.g., Tommy, people upset. They're upset. God, only make it make sense at least now.
But it is what it is. But, you know, he makes a point about chopping pop kangaroo. I wonder if kangaroo can be considered a type of goat.
That's a good question, you know. Capitan, is kangaroo considered goat? Yeah, Mr. Florida. Good point.
Then again, Mr. Hanson could even Mr. Tommy. So you see, Mr. Hanson and Mr. Tommy, you guys work out the numbers. And this is the thing with the PNM does do. The PNM just play with numbers and play with words.
Yeah.
And the citizenry they don't check it. They won't do that. All they just do there, you know.
Yeah.
They won't do it because I hear when I hear 34,000 families and $72 million, what I gonna do for them? And then some go get more than others. You understand? So some people will need more money than others. So some people might be getting low as $500. What that will do for them? Well, you could buy with that. You can't even buy a toilet in Trinidad with $500.
Tommy say go buy a sheet.
So that's why.
Tommy say go buy a sheet.
Exactly. With that $500, you go buy a sheet of rice with that Japanese in it. So you see how you guys work out the numbers, and this is what people had to start to do in Trinidad and Tobago. They just had to start to work out the numbers. Don't let them fool you with big numbers and big words.
Correct.
You know, that is why you have a calculator, it's a Google. Think. All right, Mr. Mr. Tommy, look, understand.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
Yeah, man. And that is what it is, you know, Tommy. Don't just let somebody give you something and you just take it and run with it.
Lap it up.
Just figure out if it makes sense. Right? Albert Montano says, Keith Rowley Plains stupid with all children who have done well, has family who have the means to finance private learning to go ahead. And Capitan, we will give you that video just now. Stay right there. Number one, GE is making PAN the national instrument. That's a slap in the face from the so-called black government for not encouraging the instrument for all these years. Now, I don't have a problem with them making it a national instrument. I don't have a problem with that. Wall Street, did you know 10% of Kamala's salary is being taken out for the Children Life Fund? I heard something about that. I know I heard something about that. I did hear something about that. Under Eric, it was 240 TT per child, and every year, I think. What is that? The grant? Albert Montano says, I have 12 nieces and nephews living in Trinidad, and because we have the means, they have done well. Cameron, welcome. I can't believe PNM supporters support this madness the rowdy government do. Supporters need to put in the madhouse, because how can you support someone who destroying your country? Well, Cameron, it's not about country, it's about party. Albert, but I'm sure they're not gonna stay there forever. You'll make sure they fly out from here. Hey, Tommy, Capitan say, Uncle Tommy, next time I go fill in for you.
Appreciate you, Capitan.
Greg Williams says, Nasara 2024, everything is going to change the liberation of the earth, YouTube. Yeah, boy. Greg, boy? I don't know, boy. Albert, I have two nieces who are lawyers, one a medical and another is a dentist. All that is family money. Fat Soul, welcome. If you look at the crowd who getting the grants, it's only PNM people you're seeing. It is an election gimmick in truth. Yeah, it's an election gimmick. Them is EGs. All just call them EGs. When all you see them, put them EGs. One set of EGs. Most people are not able to spend that amount of money. Yeah.
Hey, that's 34,000 votes paid for.
But correct is right, boy. If I get a little 500 to me, I could fix one of my galvanized. You understand? If 5 of them leaking, and I fix one, it's only 4 leaking now, right?
True.
You know what that is like, Tommy? That is like 100% of my galvanized leaking, right? I fix one. Now it's only 80% leaking.
That's right.
Yeah, easy. Yeah. Capitan say, was at least the PNM government get something. Yeah, they get something, man. Yeah. Bijram said that money could only buy 2 sheets of galvanized. Well, Tommy. All right. Bijram, we increase it from 20% to 40%. Right, Tommy? So now it's only 3 leaking. So Bijram is only 3 leaking now. Before it used to be 5, now it's only 3 leaking. Yeah, KFC, I hope you're not no galvanized leaking by you.
I told Mr. Washington, I told Mr. Tommy again, what should I not get a call him? They're saying you're ungrateful, like that start.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Hey, young.
What should I say? I'm going to take the PNM protect the PNM. And like they right now to fool people.
Boy, they're good.
They're good. The last time in office, they're short rail and I think I make you forget the 8-9 days of suffer and I need the PNM.
It's only Ennas, boy. Ennas you again. Ennas.
For that.
Oh, you mean? Yeah. What? Man say I got a grant to fix 2 galvanized, boy. 5 leaking. I got a grant I could fix 2 galvanized and 3 still leaking. They do something.
So, Uncle Tommy, you go fix your roof, Mr. Tommy?
Oh yeah.
And you got some band too.
Oh,
that's right.
Yeah, they're good.
They're real good. They had to get
the
them
best.
They're good. All right. Capitan, if you know people, you get hooked up. Yeah. Cameron said 2,000 can't even pay a month rent. Hey, Capitan, don't go after Mr. Florida. Mr. Florida is not citizen, is Afro PNM supporters. Oh, God. You know, Tommy, Bijram throwing in some pulling screws, some screws. Oh, wait now. Tommy. No. Bijram, what are you talking about? What screws? Are you going to get some big stone and put up them galvanized? Tommy, when you don't pay for them galvanized, what screws he talking about? You mad or what? Why passing some big stone up there? Big stone I putting on them galvanized? Yeah? Tommy? When I exhaust all that 2,000 for them two sheets of galvanized.
You can't buy no screws.
Oh, what screws you go buy? Bijambo, you going? Oh, you go buy screws? A big stone you had again? What's wrong with you? You go in the quarry, you thief some big stone, and you come back and you're good to go. Where are you in, Capitan said, last time I buy galvanized, it was 810 TTD a foot for the old style galvanized. The new wave was 24 TTT dollars. So how big, how long and wide is that galvanized? I don't know, you know. How much? Tommy, you know the size of a galvanized?
Galvanize a custom cut to whatever measurements you want.
Well, I thought it comes standard, no?
Some widths are standard, but what you do is you give your measurements to the galvanized shop, and they cut for you.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know. I know. But they have a song here, but I can't play that. I ain't sure if that
if it's clean.
Yeah, yeah, it might be copyright. Let me see what message I get here. Okay, let's play this voice note. We got two voice notes. Let's play this voice note.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wall Street and Uncle Tommy. Mr. Wall Street, and if you listen to Dr. Rowley, that man does lie with a straight face, you know, and the man no apologies for it. That man start off the contribution by talking about UNC and Kamala, how much money they take out from the treasury, how much money they spend, what kind of thing. And later down in his speech, he started talking about when he come in office, the amount of things he did, he built the Red House and all kind of thing. So where you get all that money if Kamala went and emptied the treasury? You see how that man could rely? And that man denying that the unemployment rate high. That man saying he developed some kind of thing he developed, and the unemployment rate, that is a lie, that is an untruth. Kamala saying that man second here.
Let's take this next voice note.
Good afternoon, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy. Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy, sometimes it's be good to research for yourself and thing, eh? Remember when Kamala they speak about this inheritance tax, and then it had this little bacchanal thing with Rambly, and then Rambly come out and say he as a lawyer, he don't know where she come up with that. She just come to fool the population to get votes and thing. And then the people listen to he and start to run with the same thing. So I went and I researched it and see what is really inheritance tax. But the same thing with called Imber did come out and say, I can't remember the name, the word he did use, where like your grandmother could skip out some years or some months and stuff without paying, and whoever inherit the property, they go just pay wherever she didn't pay. Now that is inheritance tax. When your grandmother dead and you get the house, you inherit the house, you have to pay the tax, which she live out for all the years. So Kamala was right about it.
There you go. If you inherit the property, tell me and you owe, right? And you owe a tax, right? You could put inheritance in front of it. All right, let me see this here. Another comment here on WhatsApp. Hey, Walls, Uncle Tommy, top of the evening to you both. At the risk of being offensive, I always said it's easy to rule mule. Okay. All right. I wonder how long this one is. Let me see something. Yes, no, eh?
We've made the point time and time again, Trinidad and Tobago is a difficult country to govern. A difficult country to govern. And that you can only govern it properly and keep it on an even keel if you understand, my dear friends, that prudence is necessary in the conduct of your public affairs. You can't have biases. You can't have prejudices. If you have biases and prejudices, those things show in the way you conduct your business, and the people aren't stupid, they see it. The one thing that has taken a beating in this country is morality. Morality has taken a beating in Trinidad and Tobago. There's no question about that. So it is not just in race relations, you see it all over the place. You see it all over the place in almost every aspect of the social and political and economic life of the country. One thing they're good at is telling a lie and repeating it to the point where people begin to accept it as fact.
It raises a question, ladies and gentlemen. If they cannot speak the truth in small things, imagine what they will do in big things.
All right, go play that video. There's a meaning with that video, and it has to do with the current prime minister. Go play that. So I was just playing the audio there. A Fat Soul says, how many books $1,000 could buy?
2.
Tommy, no, Tommy. What about if the books are $250? Come on now, Tommy.
That's a copybook.
Tommy, you kind of too quick with this, you know. Even a copybook. You kind of, oh God. Karen says that money has to be for patching up holes. Oh God, yeah, all the real good enough. Bijam says 5-pound rope to tie down roof, no screws, money down, 43 inches a width. Okay. People in the Beatham just get free house, roofs, and latrine. Right?
He said 43 inches is the width of the galvanized.
43 inches is the width of the galvanized?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Okay. So that is what? 12, 336.
Anderson book is $4,000.
Wait. Where nursing book is 4,000?
That's what Bishram says.
Rise in college?
Yeah, if you're nursing, you have to be in college.
Yeah, but that book grant is only for secondary school, isn't it?
Maybe up to secondary school.
Yeah, maybe up to secondary school.
Maybe it's just secondary school. Maybe primary school books are cheaper.
Yeah. So Tommy, this is our lightheartedness for the day.
This is why you shouldn't call the police in Trinidad and Tobago.
What the hell? Nah, I call any police on them ass. Trinidad Police Service, how may I help you? Yeah, you can help me now. Please, you can help me. Please, that 2 men in front of my house right now with a gun right now and thing now. And they're knocking on my door and kind of shit, you know?
Whoa. First of all, good night. Yeah, no manners, or?
Sorry. You just have to worry right now because that 2 men in front of my house right now with a gun now.
Okay, sir. Did you try going to the police station? Like drive?
No, boy. That is what I'm calling you for. That's the purpose I'm calling you for.
Sir, do not raise your voice at me, please. Have some respect in here.
But I is the one calling all that to help me. What's wrong with all that, boy?
Sir, Mr. Man. Tone down your voice, please. You need to have some respect for the police, innit?
Yeah, but I calling all that to help me. That 2 men trying to attack me right now. I need police service attention.
Okay, so you prefer to shout in my head all day. You saying you have no respect, eh? You have no respect for the police and no manners.
Good night, sir. I would like to report 2 armed criminals.
Okay, just a minute.
Police move like this stupidly.
Oh God, Trinidad had nothing to do, you know.
Of course.
It had nothing to do, boy. But Tommy, the Cameron says one school textbook is about 500 or 300, depend on the book. 500.
I was right to tell you two books with $1,000.
Tommy, you were absolutely correct, boy. I thought you was joking, Tommy.
When you say how many books and you outline how many you would buy with $1,000, I told you it's a copybook you're looking to buy.
Oh yeah. Hey, Capitan, here's the video with the prime.
In a very difficult period, have low VAT on all the basic food items.
We have a whole huge list of zero-rated items. Somebody finds you need 7,000 more items from which VAT should be removed so that the people wouldn't be oppressed. The people of Trinidad and Tobago who are oppressed can't find the next meal. Try and get a park in the savannah next week. Oh, is it tonight?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night? Try and get in the savannah tomorrow night. Two reggae fellas singing up there tomorrow night. And all these people who are so oppressed and can't find the next meal, right? Can't buy the next school book. Stop pretending, Madam Speaker. We do have people in our nation for whom it's a daily struggle. In every nation you have that, Madam Speaker. Why are they...
Right? I mean, that's our Prime Minister. But anyway, the Commissioner of Police want a spiritual intervention earlier. Take a listen.
We have been able to manage the other serious crimes. But the murders is still a bit beyond us. But we know, and you know, that we cannot really stop the murders. It takes, it's our entire country. We can do our part. We will work towards making it a little more difficult for the occurrence, in that providing the visibility, trying to remove the firearms. But you all realize when the firearm is not available, the cutlasses, the knives. So it is not as though an evil has spread over the land. And we must...
Tommy, did she just say that? Nah.
We have been able to manage the other serious crimes. But the murders is still a bit beyond us. But we know, and you know, that we cannot really stop the murders. It takes, it's our entire country. We can do our part. We will work towards making it a little more difficult for the occurrence, in that providing the visibility, trying to remove the firearms. But you all realize when the firearm is not available, the cutlasses, the knives. So it is not as though an evil has spread over the land. And we must recognize, those of you who are spiritually inclined, you must recognize this is beyond the physical. And unless we seek the intervention of that greater spirit, whatever we may call him, we know we have different religions. So who will call him God, who will call him Allah, I'm not too sure. Krishna, I might be out of place, but I'm not too sure. But one thing I am sure about, all of us, if not all of us, 99% of us believe in a superior being. And we need to invoke the help of that being if we need to really bring Trinidad and Tobago back to that place where we want it to be. Because the police could come up with whatever strategy. The other agencies could come up, but unless we enlist the help of God, we will be working in vain.
Tommy.
Uh-huh.
fall asleep. What she said?
She said we working in vain unless we invoke the help of God.
Yeah, Mr. Florida.
Yeah, Mr. Hanson, Mr. Tommy. Mr. Hanson, Mr. Tommy, do you guys don't notice that every time you see this lady speaking, she always have a smirk on her face that she want to laugh? Because she know what she's selling the country is rhetoric and games. And she can't keep it inside. Look at every video. Most of the videos, she always have a smirk on her face when she's speaking. Just like how it would be with a smirk. Because you know why? They're talking to us as zombies. Look on listening.
Yeah, man. That woman invoked evil, boy. So Tommy, when people say the government wicked and evil, they are absolutely correct. She said it. She.
Oh,
Tommy, boy. Oh boy. You know, if I was so Tommy, seriously, I would have had a press secretary to give all my press conference.
yeah, she cannot speak.
If I was her, I would have a press secretary to give my press to do the press conferences.
She's not a good spokesperson at all.
No. She doesn't. She
Lacks
doesn't.
charisma in her addresses.
She just doesn't instill the confidence, Tommy, in a
No,
post.
very hopeless. You don't feel there's hope. You know.
Hopeless. Yeah. Hopeless.
It's really sad. You know, it's sad. I mean, as a human being, she's probably a wonderful human being.
Absolutely, I would think so.
But she seems to be a square peg in a round hole.
You're being generous.
Okay.
You're being generous. This woman will turn the police station into a church.
Well,
yeah. It not do you welcome. I mean, that is when I listen to that, and this woman invoked the word evil, and that's what we said. The last 9 years, there's been some type of evil that is across Trinidad and Tobago. You know,
it really make you wonder and think whether or not it is somebody pulling Kali by the tail.
Tommy, I don't even know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah. I when I listen to that video, I'm like, what? What is this woman really talking about, boy?
And at least she seems as though she really believes what she's saying. Ain't nothing wrong with you believing what you're saying, except the job that you have to do. There's no room for excuses. You have to execute at the best of your ability, and you have to do a good job at it. That ain't no child's play or no hopscotch.
No, and you're right. So Cameron said, like, she ain't see we walk in the streets praying. We don't need you to say that. She's the commissioner of police. We already have pastors and preachers who they do their job time. Pastors and preachers who do their job. She did hers, fix the crime problem. Yeah, she had to fix the crime problem.
Yeah, because faith without works is death.
Yeah. Now we're speaking about this elderly. Should I came in late? Who are they speaking about? Is it elderly? No, it's Ola Christopher. Yeah, and that is it, you know. The evil is Rowley-led government. After all, Rowley told us what he did in Tobago. Evil, you know, somehow. How did she get that job? She's very clueless, and she will pay a very big price under Jasara. Yeah, boy. And Tommy, and we're gonna go for the break. Folks, put closing comments in the chat. And Tommy, in my estimation, if you know you have certain weaknesses, yeah, KFC. KFC, turn down the computer. Yeah.
Man come out and talk about the evil side of the country, but we should show the evil man.
I don't know why.
Actually, the police station with the testament and Bible and they're going out there now. So we Bible the whole again, my testament and a Bible and sure.
Yeah.
Let's start to pray.
Everybody come in the prison, they get them my Bible and tell them pray.
Yeah.
Everybody.
The evil side of technology.
Yeah.
Let's have the evil, full of evil.
Yeah, man, bless.
Bless.
Tommy,
come in. It's on the top of the hour.
Yeah, let's go for the break, folks. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walshed, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, you know, we always have these spirited discussions about what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago. And we're asking you guys to continue to pray.
Yeah, but prayer without works is death. So
no,
faith without works is death.
The Commissioner of Police said we need spiritual intervention, Tommy.
Yeah, we need physical intervention too.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walshed, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Let me say welcome to Alim Ali and Nasser Mohammed. Welcome. Of course. Let me go back to the chat here quickly, Tommy, before we get out of here. Let me see. Oh, okay. Nadira said that's how she call her. Sorry, Nadira. Nadira call her. What she calls her? Elderly. That's what she call her. Nadira, why you call her? She elderly. Oh God. Yeah. That's what she does call her. I listen to the woman talking the truth. The people can't help nobody. Yeah. Nadira says the prayer's not working. I don't know, boy. I listen, she ain't lying. I listen the police in there to help nobody. Cameron says if they want to fix crime, remove she. Do like Christmas list and hear the voice of the ghetto. No one in their right mind will just get up and do crime. There has to be a reason. Yeah, there has to be a reason. But I don't know if them fellas know the reason, you know. Tommy, they know the reason, you know.
Of course.
I mean, Christmas just expose them. And tomorrow we go play some
hustlers.
Yeah. Eileen says only God can help anyone, yes? She telling the truth. Just people have to see what she really saying. Eileen, what she really saying? And Tommy, the woman talk about cutlass and knife, you know. Eh? Cutlass and knife.
Mm-hmm.
She going back to the Stone Age, boy. Jurassic. She Jurassic too bad. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. One minute there. So folks, put closing comments in the chat and we are going to be, let me see if I could get one. Let me see something. We could squeeze this one in here. Hold on, Okay, not that. Not that. Okay. 6. If it's not there, then it's not there. All right, folks, we're gonna get to that tomorrow. So what's my closing comment? I have another message here. It says square pegs in wrong hole. You say, Uncle Tommy, poor soul. Is more like any peg is a hole for her. Okay. Wow. Tommy says square pegs in wrong hole. You say, Uncle Tommy, poor soul. It's like more like any peg is a hole for her. Oh, Tommy, God, boy. Tommy, the vicious boy, the vicious. I'm gonna make sure I miss. You know, I miss. Let me play this one voice note here before we go, Tommy.
She said no party never care about me. That is true. Lady Gypsy, you're telling fit, man. UNC used to care about we. That is why your friend, they want to bring them back. That is why your friend working day and night and in between to bring them back. He and his friends and them in the go along, come along. Organization. And how much meeting they just have and all kind of thing, boy. And one time for the week, all let us meet and discuss what is the strategy for this week.
I be partner snake, man.
Thank God they have some people out there who know what balance is. Yeah? And who know what reality is. Yeah. And that is why not only did they remove them, you know. Not only did they remove them, you know. They come back with a little bigger offer, flesh on the bone, and they refuse it, you know. They say, nah, giving black people $69. Black people, and giving the next set of black people how much million? How much million? And that is all right with the go along, get along drivers of the vessel. Boy, give me a biscuit.
Oh God! I mean, I be partner. I be partner.
Snake man, you say?
Yeah. I'd play. I'd ask them if you want me to play them. You know, because I'm sure if you don't want me to play them. So we go play them tomorrow. We go play. Let me quickly go to the chat and we get that and be out of here. Let me give my closing comment first. I be partner. I just call him Gordon Joseph. Because you know, he like comedy too. So all right, folks. My closing comment is Tommy, we forget to play. We had to play that one with the cake boy, with the maggots, the pie with the maggots, boy. You see that?
Oh Lord, that's
Tommy,
disgusting.
Tommy, I couldn't. I even wanted to play it, you know.
It's disgusting.
I mean, that is so disgusting, man. I mean, I was like, wow, man. Tommy, imagine you biting into that, boy.
Unsuspecting.
Oh God, it crawled my blood, man. So my closing quote is this: stop asking why they keep doing it and start asking why you keep allowing it. Stop asking why they keep doing it and start asking why you keep allowing it. From where I said this is it, the clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances don't determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. Go ahead, Tommy.
The smallest deed is better than the grandest intention. The smallest deed is better than the grandest intention. Like I say every week, you have to become that change that you want to see. You, the man in the mirror. However, if you look in the mirror and don't like what you see, do not blame the mirror. Do not look down on a person unless you give them a hand up. Love you all. Be safe. See you tomorrow, God willing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Tommy, I thank you. I am.
You're welcome.
Let me see this. Hold on. Okay, hold on.
See what Caribbean Soul says?
What is it? Is that balize pie?
Ula might ban cutlass just now.
Tommy, I want to play this before we go, but I really don't want to look at it. Take a look.
Right? So I take a bite before. This is the bite, right? So this went right here, making up the beef pie. So this is the bite I took. And then I broke it off, you know, so that I would make less of a mess on my desk. And for some reason, it kind of opened itself up. And this, people, this is what's in my XYZ food. All right? I just threw up all over the place. You know, I am so upset. I cannot believe this is happening. You know, I cannot believe it. So here I am. Look, here's the rest of the nasty shit. This is what they serving people, right? This, I mean, you know, I am not normally at a loss for words, but what is this? I am so upset. I am so upset. Look at these things, guys. Look at this. This isn't food. This isn't food, right? The paper bags.
All right, boy. Tommy.
They need to see an attorney. They need to see an attorney and take.
I think that is Chrislyn Moore, you know. I think she's an attorney.
Well, she needs to take action.
Yeah. They have to take action. And the thing about it is they should close down that place, man. That place needs to close down for a whole month for them to
she needs to go to the nearest precinct and make a complaint.
Man, I see that, boy. I couldn't look at it. I didn't even look at it just now. I didn't even want to play it, yeah. But it's sad, man. That's sad. That's sad. Just it's crawling your blood just watching it, yeah, but I ain't gonna lie to all you.
Absolutely.
That was
it's
like
crazy.
It's crazy, man. Yeah. Let me please closing comments here. License arm cutlash, LAC boy. Gary Griffith bust cocaine and he bust containers of gun. Nothing happened. So the woman ain't lying. Caribbean Soul closing comments. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday and be safe. Thank you.
Thanks, Caribbean Soul.
Ali says the police have never worked for citizens in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, they used to work for police. They used to work for Trinidad and Tobago. They used to work. They just didn't work.
Used to.
Huh?
Boroughs used to?
Yeah, they used to work. Don't expect change now. What she's saying is going to be the same as usual. Nadira say highly correct. They do things for their benefit. Bye, everyone. Stay blessed. Yeah, that is disgraceful to watch. Can you imagine how many people ate that? Oh, God. Caribbean Soul Soda is a Balize pie. Cameron say, Ola, leave the TTPS and go be a pastor. Goodbye, guys. Keep safe. Goodbye to you. That crawling my blood watching it. I swear I will take this last call before we go. Yeah, Mr. Florida. Yeah. Hello? Last call before.
Yeah, Mr. Hanson, Mr. Tommy here. Yeah, I know the show when I know, but Mr. Hanson, because we had ask yourself, how long does it take the pie, the beef, to get maggots?
Yeah, boy.
And if this lady couldn't smell that pie before, because I don't believe they will make a pie today and it'll get maggots tomorrow.
I don't know.
That pie had to be smelling. Anytime maggots come and something, I mean, it's spoiled. So it's something that added to me there. I find it kind of strange here because maggots don't come in one day time. Because I buy beef pie plenty time up here and we leave it outside and it takes days before I get maggots.
I don't know, I don't know.
So we have to investigate that. Somehow that match into me.
All right, cool.
All right, Mr. Hanson, look and listen.
Yeah, man. So folks, we out of here. See you. All right, Tommy, later.
This is oh Lord, Trinidad and Tobago. This is DJ Bravo. I'm hurting you up. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. in front of me. Nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up against parliament economy. But let the moderators in another body in a dream. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. And next road stain with somebody's sunburn. Who take the S out of Port of Spain? This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. Now with the love, with the vibes, with the hope. Now tell me something, how we really want we cope. When the children breathing in too much gun smoke. And the Coast Guard can never see a boat. Yes, I'm going like some goats when they come looking for votes. Hit the empty promises, reading like a horoscope. Justice for sale in a fat envelope. Politically, all the answers is a joke. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. All I see in front of me, nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up against parliament economy. But let the moderators in another body in a dream. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. And next road stain with somebody's sunburn. Who take the S out of Port of Spain? This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. It doesn't matter the religion, the color, the creed, or the race. It's our responsibility to take care of our place. Champion.